Jamie, a curious kid with a wild grin, stands before a mountain of Mentos candies and a glittering ocean of Coke bottles. He asks himself, what if I throw every single Mentos into every drop of Coke on Earth, all at once? Would the air pressure around us change? In his mind, he sees towering geysers of foam erupting from every street, every valley, every rooftop. He grabs his imaginary lab coat and begins the grand thought experiment. First, Jamie counts the Coke. He learns humans drink roughly 1 trillion liters of soda every year. Let's say there are about 1 trillion liters of Coke in the world at any moment. Each liter of Coke holds about 4 grams of dissolved carbon dioxide gas, waiting for a chance to escape. Multiply 4 grams by 1 trillion liters, and you get 4 trillion grams, or 4 million tons of CO2. Next, he counts the Mentos. Factories produce enough Mentos every year to satisfy every craving on Earth. In our thought, we unleash all of them, billions and billions of candies crashing into fizzing Coke. Instantly, every bit of dissolved CO2 breaks free in the wild bubble pattern. All this gas surges out of the liquid and rushes into the air. But how much does our atmosphere weigh? Around 5 quadrillion tons, 5 million tons to the air hug the planet. If we add 4 million tons of extra CO2, the total mass goes from 5 quadrillion to 5.0000004 quadrillion. That's an increase of less than 1 part in a million. Air pressure depends on the weight of the air above us. Our tiny extra 4 million tons spread across the whole globe barely moves the needle. In simple terms, if Earth's air were a giant classroom balloon, adding 4 million tons of CO2 would puff it up so slightly, you couldn't even see the change. Jamie digs deeper. He imagines all the CO2 rushing out in 1 second. Could that fast release trigger a shockwave, like a tiny global sonic boom? He calculates the energy stored by compressed CO2 in soda and discovers it's far too small compared to the massive power of a thunderclap or a cannon shot. Even if every reaction fired at the same time, the sound waves will be weak, buried in the hustle and bustle of normal noise. Still, the world will look amazing. Every Coke bottle, fountain, river and ocean turning into a rolling white foam, all glittering under the sun. Foam storms sweeping across deserts. Foam waterfalls spilling off mountains. Birds and planes would dodge tiny fizzy clouds. Streets would flow with bubbles that hiss and sparkle. In the end, despite the wild froth and global bubble blizzard, the sky's weight stays almost exactly the same. The air pressure barely ticks up, too small for our instruments to catch. Jamie smiles, thrilled by the chaos he imagined, and the tiny truth he uncovered. Even the grandest Mentos and Coke party can't budge the balance of our vast atmosphere. And with that, he reaches for a single Mentos, drops it into a glass of Coke, and watches one small geyser. Remind him how big ideas start with simple experiments.